what he did, just was amazing.
Only on Fox 4, a family member shares how bravery took over when his two young brothers found themselves cornered by their mother's estranged husband, a former Mavs maniac and giant of a man who police say was armed and out for blood.
Chris is my hero.
Good evening, I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock.
Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes. Irby Bowser, once a soldier, teacher, and a Mavs maniac, sits in jail accused of murdering and trying to murder those he once said he loved.
But what has not been told about that murder spree until now is the incredible courage of a boy who may have saved many lives. First on Fox 4, Sean Rabb at Children's Medical Center with this exclusive look at a 13-year-old hero. Sean.
Yeah, and we are outside Children's Medical Center tonight because 13-year-old Christopher White is still here. His brother was shot also that night, Miles. He's home recovering, but Christopher's recovery, Steve, Heather, a bit more, in fact, a whole lot more challenging. I talked with their 22-year-old brother today, Glenn Till. He told us what we had never heard before about that night, how Christopher stood in front of his brother and a younger nephew, between his brother, a nephew, and the gunman, to save their lives with no regard for himself.
Basically, my life changed. My whole family life changed. We experienced a real tragic situation.
August 8th, 4 people are killed, 4 others shot when police say Irby Bowser went on a domestic violence rampage. Bowser's accused of killing 2 and wounding 2 in Dallas. Then police say he went to DeSoto, first killing his estranged wife, Zena Bowser.
The shooter came into his room after my sister Nima was trying to put them all in the closet.
Zena Bowser's sister, Nima Williams, was trying to put 13-year-old Christopher White, his brother, 10-year-old Miles, seen here in the bright-colored T-shirt, and nephew Colin, whom Christopher is holding, in a closet. More could have died if it were not for the bravery of 13-year-old Christopher White.
He aimed a gun at my little brother Miles and my nephew Colin, but Chris stepped in the way, pushed Miles out the way, and forced the shooter to shoot him. He pushed my nephew in the corner so that way that he wouldn't leave the closet.
Shot twice and unable to move, Glenn says his little brother Christopher still managed to call 911.
He told Miles to bring him his phone. He wasn't finna die in the closet.
Did Chris tell you what he was thinking?
He said he really didn't think anything. He just reacted. He said that he didn't want anything to happen to his little brother or his nephew.
Before August 8th, Christopher White was a good kid who loved school.
Straight A student, played basketball, played in the band, played the oboe, liked to dance, hang with his friends. He did the normal things that, kids like to do.
What's his condition today?
Right now, he's getting stronger every day. He's kind of paralyzed from the waist down in his legs. He can't really move them, but his nerves are starting to wake back up in his legs, which is a good thing. And, I believe, along with many others, that he will walk again.
How are you going to afford a home and outfitting it for what it needs to take care of Chris when he comes home from the hospital?
Well, that's something, we're still in the process of figuring out.
Don't know right now, do you? But somehow.
Somehow, I just believe that God has a way for us.
One thing you want people to remember about our conversation today, what is that, sir?
That Chris is my hero. What he did, just was amazing. I really, honestly didn't think he had it in him, but he did. And that's the reason why till this day I tell him that he is my hero. And I started some stuff on the internet. I got his story out there, and he has other people saying, Chris is my hero.
And, of course, tonight there are a lot of people believing and praying that hero Chris will, in fact, walk again. Miles was shot by a bullet, actually, that went through Chris and then struck the younger brother. Again, he's okay. Now, as you might imagine, the family will have many needs going forward. There's a trust fund that's been set up, some other ways if you'd like to help. All of that information, we have a link on our website, myfoxdfw.com. But, in fact, a great story of bravery from a 13-year-old who lived larger than he was that night, Steve.
Sean, you got back to the newsroom earlier this evening after doing that interview. You were clearly touched by this when you were talking about it. Does a juxtaposition of the cowardice of the attacks on 2 homes with only women and children inside played against the bravery of this young man? It's got to strike you a little bit.
Right. I can only imagine the terror in that house. And can you imagine his sister trying to get them to safety? Hear this man coming up the stairs behind him. And in that moment, he makes a decision to do whatever he can to save his younger brother and his nephew. Steve, as I listen to him recount this, I'm thinking the average human, grown adult, will shrink from facing a gun, but he stood up to it. Wow, what a brave young man, and we certainly pray for his recovery.
Talk about the suspect, Bowser. What's his situation? We haven't heard from him. I don't even know if he has a lawyer. What's his story right now?
Well, as best we can determine today from checking the court records, he's still waiting for a court appearance, and he's still sitting in jail, charged with, again, multiple counts of murder and attempted murder.
All right, Sean Rabb, nice job tonight. Thank you.